The most underrated NFL free agents still available ahead of 2020 training camps. Subscribe to Sportsmafia for more videos. First up is Tavon Wilson. For teams that are looking for an experienced box safety, Devon Wilson should be an intriguing option. He isn't a multiple Pro Bowler, but he is a seasoned pro with 110 games and 43 starts on his resume. Wilson remains productive at 30 years old too. In 16 games with the Detroit Lions last season, he amassed 98 tackles, 5 passes defended, and a sack. Wilson would make sense for the Philadelphia Eagles, who currently have converted cornerback Jalen Mills in line for a starting role. In Philadelphia, Wilson could also reunite with cornerback Darius Slay, whom the Eagles acquired from the Lions via trade this offseason. The best fit, Philadelphia Eagles. Next up is tight end Jordan Reed. Reed was a Pro Bowler back in 2016, but he also suffered numerous concussions throughout his 7-year NFL career. He missed the entire 2019 season after suffering one during the preseason last August. Reed cleared the concussion protocol in February. He has at least 3 teams interested in him, and he plans to play in 2020. One of those teams might be the Dallas Cowboys, who need a replacement for free agent departure Jason Witten to round out their receiving corps. The Carolina Panthers would also make sense, as veteran tight end Greg Olsen also departed in free agency. If healthy, Reed would be a sensible replacement for Olsen or Witten. In 2018, he appeared in 13 games and caught 54 passes for 558 yards and 2 touchdowns. Next up is safety Tony Jefferson. Like Reed, safety Tony Jefferson carries health concerns. He suffered a torn ACL in October and may not be back to 100% in time for camp. When he is healthy, however, the 28-year-old should be a high-level starter for whichever team employs him. A former mainstay of the Arizona Cardinals and Baltimore Ravens secondaries, Jefferson has appeared in 98 games and has 66 starts. With Baltimore in 2018, he racked up 74 tackles, 6 passes defended, and an interception. The Lions, who ranked last in pass defense last season, could be an intriguing destination for Jefferson. Head coach Matt Patricia often used multiple safeties as defensive coordinator with the New England Patriots, and a trio of Jefferson, Duron Harmon, and Tracy Walker would give him a lot of flexibility. The Cleveland Browns, who took a flyer on strong safety Karl Joseph this offseason, could also benefit from adding their former division foe. Next up is quarterback Blake Bortles. The idea of quarterback Blake Bortles being underrated may seem laughable, but that's what he is at this point in his career. He has 73 regular season starts, more than 17,000 passing yards, and 103 touchdown passes on his resume. Most teams won't find that kind of experience in a potential backup quarterback in late July. That's where Bortles' value lies. He's arguably the best backup still in the open market, and he would make a lot of sense for a team with questions at the position. The Pittsburgh Steelers could use a proven backup behind Ben Roethlisberger, who is returning from a significant elbow injury. The duo of Devlin Hodges and Mason Rudolph proved incapable of leading the Steelers to the playoffs in Big Ben stead last season, but Bortles is an upgrade over both of them. Bortles could also be a fit for the Buffalo Bills, as he has a similar athletic profile to starter Josh Allen. Buffalo ideally won't have to rely on its backup at any point in 2020, but if it does, Bortles could allow for a more seamless transition than current backup Matt Barkley. Next up is offensive guard Ronald Leary. While Larry Warford is the cream of the remaining offensive line corp, he isn't the only option for guard-needy teams. Former Cowboys and Denver Broncos guard Ronald Leary remains available and is another starting caliber option. While Leary is a bit of a health risk, he also started 76 of his 77 career games. He could be an option for the Cleveland Browns, who are heading into camp with no clear starter at right guard. If Leary is willing to take a backup role, he could return to the Cowboys to provide depth behind Connor Williams and Zach Martin. He might even have a shot at unseating Williams on the left side. For his part, Leary doesn't seem opposed to the idea. Next up is wide receiver Taylor Gabriel. Though he has never been a high-volume receiver, Taylor Gabriel is a fine complementary pass catcher and one of the fastest players in the entire league. According to Chicago Bears receiver Anthony Miller, Gabriel was clocked at 24 miles per hour in practice in 2018. That season, Gabriel caught 67 passes for 688 yards and 2 touchdowns. Realistically, Gabriel would make sense for any team seeking a speed merchant in its lineup. The Green Bay Packers are such a team, as they lack a reliable deep threat opposite number 1 receiver Davante Adams. The San Francisco 49ers would also make a ton of sense for Gabriel. Starter Deebo Samuel is recovering from a foot fracture that could keep him out until October. 49ers head coach Kyle Shanahan also previously coached Gabriel as offensive coordinator of the Atlanta Falcons. Next up is running back Theo Riddick. Running back Devonta Freeman headlines the free agent running back market, but he apparently isn't willing to be a budget option. He's asking for a lot of money, Tampa Bay Buccaneers head coach Bruce Arians said of Freeman. However, receiving back Theo Riddick might be willing to take on a complimentary role for a fair price. The 29-year-old missed all of 2019 with a shoulder injury, but he was one of the NFL's most underrated weapons before that. In 6 seasons with the Lions, he racked up 285 receptions for 2,238 yards while also rushing for 1,023 yards. He caught at least 50 passes in each of his final 4 seasons in Detroit. Riddick would be an ideal fit for the aforementioned Buccaneers. He could be the sort of reliable backfield receiver quarterback Tom Brady had in James White with the Patriots. Riddick could also be a fit for the Tennessee Titans as a pass-catching complement to Derrick Henry, filling the role Deion Lewis had before Tennessee phased him out of the offense. And last up is linebacker Mark Barron. Linebackers who can move well in space and cover pass catchers are in high demand. The 3-year, $35.25 million deal Corey Littleton signed in free agency should be proof enough of that. While he might no longer be in his prime like Littleton, former Los Angeles Rams teammate Mark Barron would be a much cheaper option at this point in free agency. The converted safety appeared in 15 games for the Steelers last season and finished with 82 tackles, 3 sacks, and 3 passes defended. Barron was a cap casualty in Pittsburgh, and a return to the Steelers would make sense if he's willing to agree to a reduced salary. He would also be a valuable asset for the Lions, who could use help at the second level while trying to improve their 32nd ranked pass defense. That's it for today's Sports Mafia video. Thank you for watching. If you like this video and want to see more Sports Mafia content, click the circle subscribe button so you never miss a single video. Hope you enjoyed.